I raised a child for 5 years, until I accidentally learned the truth. Yeah, you heard that right. Let me take you from the very beginning. I'm a bear. And some stories don't break you all at once. They break you slowly. Over years, without you even noticing, he told me he loved that child from the very first moment. The first time he held him. So small, so quiet. He felt something shift inside his chest. Something permanent. Something real. He remembered how his hands were shaking. Afraid to hold him too tight. Afraid to do something wrong. And she smiled at him and said, "You're going to be an amazing father." He believed her. He really did. The nights were hard. No sleep. Crying. Exhaustion that never seemed to end. But none of it mattered. Because every time the child looked at him, every time those small fingers wrapped around his hand, he felt like it was all worth it. He was there for everything. First steps. First words. First time the child called him dad, he said that moment was the happiest of his life. 5 years. 5 entire years of birthdays, of bedtime stories, of teaching him how to ride a bike, of being there, always there. He built his whole world around that child. Around them, a family, or at least what he thought was a family. He said the first crack appeared in the smallest way. Not a fight. Not a confession, just a random day, a kindergarten form. He had to pick the child up early. She couldn't make it. Just sign where it says, "Father," the teacher said. Simple, normal. He had done it before. But this time, something made him pause. Under father's name wasn't his. At first, he thought it was a mistake. A typo, something old that hadn't been updated. He laughed it off, even joked about it with the teacher. But she didn't laugh, she looked confused. "Isn't that his father?" she asked. And in that moment, something inside him went cold. He looked down at the paper again. At the name, a name he had never seen before. A name that didn't belong to him, didn't belong to his family, didn't belong anywhere in his life. But somehow, it was written right there. In a place it shouldn't have been. He picked the child up that day, smiled, acted normal, held his hand like always. But his mind was somewhere else. That night, he sat in the kitchen, the paper in front of him, waiting for her to come home. And when the door finally opened, he looked at her and asked one simple question. "Who is this?" "I'm a bear." And sometimes a single question can change everything. He said she froze the moment she saw the paper. Not dramatically, not like in movies. Just still, like her body forgot what to do next. She looked at the name, then at him, then back at the name again. And in that silence, he already knew, because innocent people don't need time to answer simple questions. They don't search for words. They don't look away. "What is this?" he asked again. "Kalm. Tu kalm." The kind of calm that only exists right before something breaks. She sighed. Not in relief, not in honesty, but like someone who had been carrying something for too long. "It's complicated," she said. He smiled when he told me that part. Not because it was funny, but because of how predictable it felt now. Nothing that starts with "it's complicated" ever ends well. "Then make it simple," he replied. His voice didn't shake, but his hands did. She sat down across from him. Slowly, carefully, like every movement mattered. "And maybe it did. I was going to tell you," she said. He didn't respond, because he had already heard that lie before. In different words, in different situations, from different people, but it always meant the same thing. "I wasn't going to tell you, unless he had to." She looked at him, and finally said it. "He's not your son." No hesitation this time. No pause. Just the truth. Cold, direct, final. He sighed. He didn't feel anything at first. No anger. No pain. Just emptiness, like his mind refused to process it. Because if it did, everything would collapse at once. 5 years. Gone. Or at least, that's what it felt like. When he asked, that was the only thing he needed to know. Not why, not how, just when. She looked down, ashamed, or maybe just tired. It was before we got serious, she said. It didn't mean anything. Those words, again. Always the same, always meaningless. And you didn't think it mattered? He asked quietly. She didn't answer. Because there was no answer that could fix this, I thought. She started, then stopped. Because whatever she thought didn't change reality. He leaned back in his chair, staring at the ceiling. Trying to hold himself together, but I raised him, he said. More to himself than to her. I was there for everything. His voice cracked for the first time, just slightly. But you let me believe he was mine? She started crying then. Real tears. Heavy, uncontrolled. I was scared, she whispered. Of course she was. People always are, but fear doesn't erase what you choose to do. It just explains it, and explanations don't heal anything. He stood up slowly. Not angry, not aggressive. Just done. And he asked the real father. She hesitated. Just for a second. He doesn't know. Of course he doesn't. That's how these stories always go. One person lives a lie. Another lives in ignorance. And someone in the middle gets destroyed. He nodded once, then turned away. Because there was one thought louder than all the others. Not about her. Not about the lie. But about the child. The one who called him dad. The one who held his hand. The one who trusted him completely. He stopped at the doorway and asked the question he was most afraid of. Does he know? Her voice broke when she answered, no. And somehow, that hurt more than everything else. I'm a bear. And sometimes the hardest truth isn't what you lose. It's what you still feel after. He said that night he didn't leave. Not right away. Because no matter what she said, no matter what was written on that paper, there was still a little boy asleep in the next room. A boy who would wake up in the morning and run to him like nothing had changed. And that thought was unbearable. He sat there for a long time in the dark, listening to the quiet sounds of the house, the same house that once felt full. Now it just felt fragile, like one more word could break it completely. In the morning, it happened exactly how he feared. Small footsteps. Soft. Fast. And then, Dad. The boy ran into the room and hugged him. Tightly, without hesitation. Without doubt. He froze. Not because he didn't want to hug him back, but because he didn't know who he was anymore. Not in that moment, not in that role. But his arms moved anyway. They always did. He hugged him. Just like before. The same way. Because some habits aren't habits at all. They're love. Are you picking me up today? The boy asked. Smiling. Trusting. Normal. He looked at him. Really looked this time. Every small detail. Every expression he thought he knew. And for the first time, he saw it differently. Not as his son, but as a child who had no idea what was about to change. Yeah, he said quietly. I'll pick you up. And he meant it. That day felt longer than any day in his life. Every moment with the boy felt heavier, more important. Like time had suddenly become limited. Like everything needed to be remembered. The way he laughed. The way he struggled to say certain words. The way he held his hand just a little too tight when crossing the street. That evening, after he picked him up, they stopped at a small park. The same one they always went to. Nothing special. Just a place with a bench and a swing. The boy ran ahead, laughing, free. Alive in a way adults forget how to be. He sat on that bench, watching him. And that's when he realized something. The truth didn't erase those 5 years. It didn't delete the memories, didn't change the moments, didn't make the love fake. It just changed the story around it. When the boy came back, he sat next to him, breathing heavily, smiling. Why are you looking at me like that? He asked. He didn't answer right away. Because, how do you explain something like this? To a child, how do you tell him that the world he knows is about to shift? You don't. Not like that. Instead, he asked a different question. Do you know I love you? The boy frowned slightly. Confused. Yeah, he said. Of course. Simple, certain, unquestionable. And that was enough. That night, he packed his things again. But this time, it felt different. Not like he was leaving something behind, but like he was choosing what to take with him. She tried to talk, tried to explain, tried to cry, but he didn't stop. Because there are moments where nothing someone says matters anymore. At the door, he paused. She looked at him. Desperate. What are you going to do? She asked. He thought about it for a second. Then answered honestly, I'm not leaving him. Her expression changed. Confused. What do you mean? I mean, he said quietly, I may not be his father by blood. He looked back toward the hallway where the boy was sleeping, but I'm the only dad he's ever known. Silence filled the space between them. Heavy, final, and I'm not going to punish him for your lie. He opened the door. But before he stepped out, he added one last thing. For 5 years, I was his father. A pause, then, soft, and nothing you say changes that. I'm a bit, and people tell me their stories when they think everything is over. But sometimes, it's not the end. Sometimes, it's just the moment they finally decide who they are. And in his story, he didn't choose blood. He chose love. You can send your story to my email anytime, and I promise I'll tell it in the next episodes. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and let the truth spread everywhere.